So, Michelle, you're having quite the day, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
It's not fair. I got up early today. I was feeling fine. I was even thinking of things we could talk about. And then you have to go and completely out of character have things happen in your day.
We could still just talk about whatever you want to talk about. I don't
My
care.
no, because my ideas suck because they were I came up with them out of desperation. So tell me
Oh.
about your day. No, but no, so you because we talked on the phone like first thing this morning,
Hmm.
and the first thing you said was like, yeah, today might be okay. No, you would never say that.
No, I'd never say that.
But no, you literally you were like, I don't have much I have to do. I just have to go buy food. And that was pretty much your entire stance. And how did that go?
Well, I don't think I was that nonchalant about it because I already had my blinds break this morning.
Oh yeah,
So,
Jesus.
yeah, so I was like, cool, I have to do all of the things and probably not blinds today because I don't think I'll have time.
Probably not.
Yeah, and also I don't know what kind of blinds to get. I don't know anything. So, but yeah, so I was like leaving to go get food for both me and gigs at different places. And I pulled out and I drove down my street and I was like, yeah, that doesn't feel good. I don't know why it feels like that. And I turned the corner, but my street is all torn up because they're doing construction. So I was like, is it just really, really rough? I turned the corner and I was like, that's not good. So I just pulled over and just in front of somebody, like a random person's house. And my tire was just totally flat. And I was like, okay, well, that's the thing. Let me just put air in it and then I'll just go to the store. And if it starts looking bad again, I'll take it somewhere. So I was putting air in it and it said it had no air, which I don't even know if I've ever seen a tire not have any air in it. Usually it's like, oh, it's at like 11 psi or
Well, we
something or
don't exist
6.
in a vacuum either. I mean, air tends to be places. You'd think.
Yeah, so why wasn't there any air in there?
So wait, so your car does your car actually read out PSI?
No, my pump reads out
Oh, the
PSI.
pump. Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I just they get so fancy now. I remember when I was a kid. When I was a kid, my Volkswagen Beetle, the way you knew if your tires were low was the way it handled and the sound it made. It didn't have a little dot 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 light up bullshit to tell you that one of your tires is low.
Well, mine doesn't either.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, you're so much better than me. I turned that around really easy.
Yeah, you did.
I should have been a lawyer. So your tire's flat. It's holding like 11 psi, which is
No,
bizarrely low.
no,
Or no, it was even less than
no,
that.
no. It had no
It
PSI
literally
in
said
it.
zero.
Yes,
Fuck.
and yeah, like which is like I think one time when my tire, the mysterious tire leak that no one could diagnose, I think it like got down to 6 psi, but I've never seen like 0. So I was like, that's a problem. So I started filling it up, and it's like filling up, and it's doing some stuff, but it's like really slow, and I'm just hanging out in front of this person's house, filling up my tire, and
So this is one of
then
those. This is one of those pumps that plugs into like your cigarette lighter.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So and then I like was looking at my tire and I realized that there's just a puncture hole in it and it's all the air is just coming back out and it's coming out really really fast. So first I was like, okay, like what do I do now? Like do I keep filling it? Do I maybe it won't come out that fast? Can I put tape on it? So just so I can get like home. So I put some tape on it and that didn't work at all.
You put duct tape on a tire?
No, I put scotch tape on a tire because that's all I had.
Oh, I've been coughing a lot today, and now you're not helping.
Sorry.
You put scotch tape on a tire?
That's all I had. I just have scotch tape in my car. So I was like, anything. Just I gotta put something on it.
I feel like nothing is better than scotch tape. I mean, like not putting anything on it would be better.
Well, no, it like no. I mean, it didn't do anything, but no. So I was like, yeah, well, that's not gonna work. And then I was like, well, I could go to the tire place, but I was afraid I wouldn't make it. So I just came home and then my tire deflated again. So then, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize when you were telling me all this was happening that you were literally on the side of the road. I thought, because I mean, there was no context at the time. I thought that you just went out to your car in the driveway and were like,
Mhm.
oh, hey, my tire's flat.
Yeah, and I would have, but it's on the passenger side.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm up against a fence, so I just didn't see it.
Sticking out the passenger side of your best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. You don't remember that
Yeah,
TLC song?
I do remember that.
Thank
Yeah.
God. Thank God. Okay. So, but no, so luckily, although annoyingly, you have a tire place like less than a half a mile from you, right?
Yes, but I think it's less than a half a mile from me, but I can't get there. Like, I can't just go straight to it.
Yeah.
I've got to go like around the block because it's on the other side. Um, but yeah.
So, but that's extra annoying because it's like if only your tire would hold air for just like, 6 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
you could
Yeah.
just drive there. But instead,
Yeah.
you had to put on your spare.
Mm-hmm.
So this was not was this your first? That wasn't your first time changing a tire, was it?
It was, and we've talked about this on the show. And I
Oh,
said I know how to change a tire, but like I've never actually had to change a
theoretically, in
tire.
theory, you knew
Yes.
how to change a tire. I do remember that because that blows my
Mm-hmm.
mind that you've never changed a tire.
I've just been really lucky.
Not today. All right. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I've changed more than 6 tires.
7?
Over 6 tires, which is yes, a 7. No, if you count other people's tires, I've changed almost 10 tires. Because
Wow.
I mean, like my mother called me once because she needed her tire changed, and she just because I'm good at it's not that hard. But you learned the first thing I learned changing a tire, which was that when the nut is holding tight,
Mm-hmm.
you just put the tire iron at an angle so you can stand on it. And then you
Mm-hmm.
just jump up and down until it loosens, which also goes the other way too. If you were like, say you were on the highway and you
Mm-hmm.
had to change your tire and then you have to drive relative highway speed for maybe 30 or 40 minutes before you can do anything about your tire issue,
Mm-hmm.
you would want to do the opposite and stand on it to get those bolts, those lug nuts
Oh,
on
like all
really,
the way
really
in.
tight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So that's really important. See, one of the reasons I had so many times I had to change to my spare on the Volkswagen was it had a full size spare because it was a Volkswagen, had tiny tires
Mm-hmm.
anyway. So and I was broke as a joke. So when I would have a tire go flat unexpectedly or whatever, I would just switch to the spare for a week or two
Oh wow.
until I had the money to replace the one tire. And then of course it kept happening because I would keep replacing the tires, not when the tread is thin, but when they actually go flat. So it
Yeah.
was really fun driving around the car and then like a tire going flat, be like, oh, okay, that's the 3 year, but the two in the front are a year and a half, but the one on the left I got like 5 weeks ago. On the back left, like that was literally what managing my car was like when I was broke.
Wow.
Because the biggest deal ever was when I managed to have enough money to buy 2 tires at a time, so that I only had to keep track of 2 sets of like how old is this tire? Is it supposed to go flat?
Mm-hmm.
So because that now, like, that's the biggest advice I give anybody when they're with their car is I'm always like, if they have a tire go flat, I'm like, how old are your tires? And if they're pretty old, I'm like, if you can afford it, get 4 new tires.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get stuck in this loop of buying one here and then one there. It's a nightmare, it's stressful, and you'll end up changing over 7 tires. But I can't tell you how many times I've had to change tires. And you mentioned like how it's like, whoa, you didn't know about the standing on the tire iron to kind of break the bolt loose. Well,
Mm-hmm.
there's one even better than that. When you change back tires, a lot of times there's corrosion holding them in place really hard because the back
Mm-hmm.
tires function differently than the front tires. And the only way I heard that they told me to get that loose was to undo once, because you undo every lug nut and then realize the tire will not come off
Mm-hmm.
at all. Like it's still on completely. So then you screw 3 lug nuts halfway in and then just kick that tire as hard as you can over and over until it loosens.
Wow.
And I had, maybe it was with the, no, it wasn't with the, I don't know. Have I changed? I think I may have changed a Prius tire once. I can't remember. My current car, the Prius.
Mhm.
Maybe I did change a tire once. Yeah, I did. I did have to change it once. Um, so if kicking the tire doesn't work, there's one more extreme method you can do. And that is you put all of the lug nuts on, but you put them tight, but only finger tight, basically. So like
Okay.
you tighten them as much as you can with your fingers, and then you lower the car off the jack and back the car up like a
Oh.
foot, and
Mhm.
then pull it forward like a foot, and
Mhm.
then lock it up and jack it back up, and that motherfucker will be loose.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I spent so much time trying. Yeah, I remember because it was in my own driveway. Luckily, I guess I just came outside one day and I was like, "What the?" And I had a flat tire on the driver's side back tire, and I was like, "Oh man!" So I had to deal with it. But I remembered like kicking it, and I was even at home, so I didn't have to kick it. I could go. I went inside and got a mallet, which is what you literally are supposed to do: is use a mallet to tap it, well,
Mhm.
to bash it or whatever. Would not come loose. So yeah, had to put the full car's weight on the tire to break it loose from the thing. So
Wow.
so anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go on and on and on. But the moment you said on Facebook, like, did you know that you can stand on the tire? And I was like, oh great. Now I have something to talk about because I did that so many times. And every time I changed a tire for somebody else too, they'd be like, you can't get that one. It won't move. And I would just put the tire iron on and stand on the furthest, the furthest distance to get the most torque. And then I
Mhm.
just jump up on that leg and it was just, and it was just done. It
Yeah, I
doesn't
had to
hurt that I weigh a lot too. You probably had to jump up and down.
multiple times.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my life, I generally weigh between 170 and 210 pounds. So, generally speaking, I can get that cocksucker down. Pardon my French. When I start talking about cars, I talk like a mechanic. So you get your donut on, right? Your donut
Mhm.
tire, and you
Yeah.
put some air in it,
Uh-huh.
and you drive it over to the tire place.
No, I haven't done that because they didn't call me.
Oh,
Remember?
oh, you've
Oh,
left details out.
that's what you thought was going
I
on.
thought your
No, no,
car was there
no.
because it's so close by. I figured you just leave it there and walk home.
No, because I wanted to call them and talk to them and be like, I'm gonna come. Is
So they
that
could be like, "Well,
okay?
we don't do tires anymore. We sell baby
Where
grand pianos."
Oh, well then can I have one of those? Can I have the little wheels off of them? No, I just thought like they'll call me back and they just never did.
Well, see, the thing with that, I think you made a miscalculation. I think that when you
Um,
need a new tire, you should just go to the place that has the tires and just be like, because whether you have to wait an hour or 5 hours, like you need a new tire.
yeah.
I would have just driven your car there, especially with it being relatively close by, because you could have just walked home.
Hmm.
That's what I would have done. I'm surprised they haven't called you back though. That's weird that they didn't even answer the phone.
Yeah, well, I will I'll just go after we do this podcast.
That way the audience can be in suspense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, but you'll have the tire under control, and this is the place you bought your current tires from, right?
Mhm.
So that
And they
means there
will
might be a warranty, right?
Yeah, I think they are actually. And cuz they're not very old at all.
Good
So they're like
tire
less than 2
places
years
give
old.
you warranties
Mhm.
generally. Yeah.
I just don't remember what the warranty was.
That's what
So,
always happens to me is I'm like, I know I have a warranty. I don't remember the details.
yeah.
Um, Although I pretty much just buy my tires from one specific local chain. So I know that I have, see, I don't actually, I don't know how long the warranty is, but I know I have one. So I
Mhm.
totally just contradicted myself. Uh, but I do have a warranty, and I've had tires go flat and then pulled up to there and they plugged them for free. And then if the plug doesn't hold, they gave me a new tire.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah. Well, I'm glad your day's been exciting.
Thanks.
So, oh no, am I frozen on your screen?
Yes, and
Uh,
I'm also frozen.
yeah, you're frozen to me. So,
Yeah, it's
oh
both
well.
of us. Wow.
I mean, I can't see. I'm not frozen on my screen, but you're frozen
Oh, damn. I'm
on
sorry.
mine. It's okay, but that's recording. So,
I know.
pull back the curtain. Oh well.
Oh.
I mean, very few people watch us on YouTube. So, sorry. It's probably not going to get fix itself either. It's probably just you're just going to be frozen for the rest
No,
of the show.
it'll eventually fix itself, right?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, we'll take a bet on that. So
Okay.
anyway, I'm not going to talk about tech issues because when I back in the day when I started on cable access, we had this live show, and the biggest problem was the host would point out the technical issues, like he couldn't let it go. He'd be like, "Oh no, bring up that thing again. It's too low." And we were like, "Dude, stop directing on camera. It makes everybody look at our mistakes." So,
Yeah.
but no, yeah, good times. So, but no, I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's what I want to mention. So unexpectedly, Sunday, actually it was like right after we recorded last week, you got booked to get your vaccine.
Yeah,
And
I did.
you ended up getting the Johnson & Johnson, which made sense because it was the only one you used to talk crap about.
I know. Yeah.
I wondered if that was just your way of ensuring you would get it. The Johnson & Johnson, like you're like, I don't want to wait a month and a half to be fully vaccinated, so I'm just going to talk a lot of crap publicly about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine being not as interesting or cool or whatever, and then bam, that's your option.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, yeah.
But you got the shot on Sunday, which was like 3 days ago.
Maybe, depending on what today is.
Well, how are you feeling? Jeez, you're so difficult. Just looking at me with that stare that never changes.
Oh, you don't have me back yet?
No, you're completely frozen.
On my end, I can see you and I can see me. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's nice. I told you it's going to be frozen for the rest of the show. I hope it's still cutting to you when you talk, though. That'd be really funny to me.
It's so weird because I just I have you. Like everything's going okay over here.
Well, then you should have been recording. Thanks for nothing.
I can press record.
No, then I gotta edit it and do work.
All right.
We're pulling back the curtain too far. I mean, I know we're 75 some episodes in, but geez. So you got the shot. What were your reactions like?
Just kind of general. I didn't feel good. My skin hurt. I felt kind of achy. I felt like I was sick. And I don't know if I had a fever. I checked a bunch of times and it was not a fever, but I feel like overnight I might have. So, and also I didn't sleep well or much at all because that's what I do when I'm sick.
So, but that only lasted about a day, right?
Yeah.
Good. So now you're feeling pretty okay other than a sore arm?
Yeah, pretty much.
Good.
I guess.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, and I'm glad that you got that over with because I know for a minute it was looking really unlikely that you were going to get it anytime soon. So I'm glad you got that out of the way. I, health-wise, am doing okay, I think. The last 4 days I've been waking up early, which is special, considering what life has been like for me the last few weeks while I've been sick, or almost 2 months since I've been sick. Just from the leftovers of the thing that's going around. But it's so funny. I went from my major symptoms being lethargy and being just exhausted and a little bit of shortness of breath and cloudy brain and stuff like that, to basically all I have is like a little bit worse shortness of breath. And I'm a little bit lethargic, very little actually. But it's just funny that's like the shortness of breath thing I barely even noticed. And now I'm like, it's the only thing that's bothering me.
Maybe it's just like all the other symptoms were masking it,
That could be, or it could just be getting a little bit worse because the infection is kind of, wrapping up. Because the last time I had a major improvement, I had a new symptom first. Because I got chills, and then after the chills, I started to feel a lot better.
Okay.
But then I got the shot and felt a lot worse for 3 days, and then started to feel a lot better again. So, yeah, I don't know. But that's where I'm at right now. That's why I keep coughing. I'm very congested. Oh, and my seasonal allergies started yesterday, like with a vengeance.
Yeah.
But never fear, I have a year expired Flonase, so I'll be fine.
Yay. Okay.
But no, so otherwise feeling okay. Your mother gave me great advice, told me to go to the drugstore and get a inhaler, like a basic inhaler for asthma, and it totally loosens up my chest. So
Good. I'm really glad.
it helps quite a bit. It literally relieves like maybe 50 to 60% of it.
Okay.
So it's
Great.
noticeable. Like when I took it the first time, after about a minute and a half, I was like, whoa, it's different. All right, cool. So luckily that might be able to get me through. Who knows? It won't be long, I don't think, but that should get me through it. So
Good.
I know, right? It's so fun. Let's talk about health some more. Um, so yeah, so we're both doing okay, except for your life is horrifying right now.
Yeah, basically.
Um, man, your blinds broke, and then you had a flat tire. You sure you don't want me to get you dinner so you just hide?
We don't have to talk about that right now on the air.
Michelle doesn't want people to know I buy her dinner sometimes.
It's not nice.
It's not nice.
I don't know. No, I really appreciate it.
I know you do. No, it's just sometimes especially, I used to do it very rarely, but now that with the pandemic, with the fact that we haven't like gotten to be in the same space for a really long time, it happens slightly more often because it's like the most convenient way I can express my affection. Um, you know, because I'm powerless over here. So
Oh.
but no, yeah, I like to send, especially thanks to DoorDash now. It's extra easy. I can just be like, I sent you a burrito,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, whoa, I ate the burrito, and I'm like, what? And you're like, yeah, and then you're sad for some reason. But
Yeah.
uh, so I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about Godzilla versus King Kong,
Okay.
because I did see that, and that was a major part of what I talked about last week. I loved it. It was super fun, action packed. It was almost too fast paced. Um, like it moved so fast, like your head kind of would spin. But it was a fun time, and I really enjoyed it. And the thing that annoys me the most, though, is that there are people complaining about it. And I know that that's a part of fandom's
Mm-hmm.
bitch, but it's Godzilla versus Kong. Like, what do you want? It's a giant monster movie. Oh, the human characters were annoying. They were in like 28 minutes of the movie, like out of 2 hours. Like, I thought they were fine. Um, my favorite thing was these guys who would get on there onto my Facebook and just say like, "Oh, let me guess. So Godzilla and Kong are gonna fight for like the first two halves of the movie, and then they'll just have to team up to fight a greater evil, and then there'll be a post-credit sequence." Blah 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 blah. First of all, that's not exactly what happens in the movie, so they're wrong. And I pointed that out to one of them because I was getting annoyed, and he actually messaged me directly to tell me, actually, that's exactly what happened in the movie. My wife and I watched it, and it turned out exactly the way we thought it would. And it was really funny because my response, because I try to be a nice guy, but my response, I just said, cool, which cool is such a great blow off.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Because it's like, what do you want me to say? Wow, you and your wife are so smart. I can't believe you don't do anything that I care about. I don't know. Like, what do you want from me, man? Like, I just wanted to watch monkey fight lizard. Jesus. Like, so, like, that was actually one of my favorite things about King Kong and Godzilla is that a lot of people kind of like would refer to it by its basest premise. And I think that's good for that movie. So, people were just saying, like, I'm going to watch the lizard fight the monkey today. And I'm like, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be much more than that. It's, like, we're not going to
Yeah.
Godzilla versus King Kong to understand the intricacies of HIV in the inner city.
But we should.
Well, maybe we should. That's a whole other conversation.
Okay.
And frankly, I think you're just trying to work in your pitch for that movie that you had back when you lived in LA for 4 months.
I'm always trying to work in that pitch for that movie from LA that I made.
Well, I mean, you gotta always be hustling. So,
Yeah.
but no, it was a fun movie. It was silly, and I know that it's like it's almost a trope of its own. The whole like just let people enjoy things.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them enjoy things. That's it. Like just let them enjoy it. We wanted to watch monkey fight lizard, and I have some friends who are legitimately big fans who hated it. I think their expectations are just really high. I don't understand how they would hate that one and not have hated the three movies that preceded it. And if they did hate the three movies that preceded it, I don't know why they're surprised that they hated the fourth one.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. If you didn't like it, I'm not going to say you're stupid or even wrong. I'm just going to say I liked it, and that's where I stand. So it was just weird though hearing. I mean, that's the other thing is like you could dislike something and not be a dick about it. You could dislike something and be nice. You could be like, I don't like it, which is how I am with movies I don't like. I don't talk about movies I don't like very much.
Yeah. You're unique like that.
What is it? What do you mean by that?
I think a lot of people like to talk about things that they don't like.
I mean, I like to talk about things I don't like that aren't movies. There's lots of things on Earth I don't like. But if I don't like a movie, I just let it go. Most movies I don't like, my standpoint is they're not for me.
Yeah.
Like that must be why I didn't like it. There are some movies that are just not very good. Or in fact, I'm sure you've noticed this from years of just talking to me. The thing that makes me the angriest is when I really like a movie, but then they screw something up really bad.
Sure.
When it's like I was having the best time for 94 minutes and then one scene totally took me out of it. That's because I'll bitch for hours about movies I do like. I'll be like, I like this movie so much. So anyway, here are all the things I didn't like though.
Yeah.
It's like, but anyway, I liked it a lot. I'm going to buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray. And that's so the me experience. It's funny because, making movies, people always want my opinion on movies. But some people have over the years gotten like almost frustrated by the fact that I have like no critical opinion of movies for the most part. Like they'll be like, "What did you think of the this random ass movie you just saw?" And I'm like, "It was pretty fun." That's it. That's all I got. It's like I don't want to sit and complain if I didn't like it. I might if I didn't like it a lot, like if it really stunk out loud, I'd probably say like, I didn't care for it. That's the most you get. I don't know. It's just funny because people just expect you to be critical.
Yeah, they do.
And it's just I don't know. Well, and don't get me wrong, I have lots of friends who are filmmakers who are also film critics. I can't do it. When I see a guy who's like, I direct movies and that's like their thing, but then they're like, here's my movie review blog. I'm like, what are you doing? That's my standpoint. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like you're not helping. Put things out in the world. That's your job. So I don't know if this is really a hill I want to die on. I mean, I work with tons of really talented writers and directors who do write movie reviews though. They also tend to be very positive. I don't know. It's just from my perspective, like it's like if I were to host, a movie review podcast or a movie review blog. It's like, who cares what the guy who made Babysitter Massacre thinks about Bridget Jones' Diary 3? Who cares? Why would anyone care?
I think people do care though.
I don't think they do.
No, they care. They want to know.
Inquire. Well, they should know I like all the Bridget Jones movies, number one.
Okay.
I like all of them. And I love what it says about Hollywood because they're like, we need a woman who's a little overweight. So let's hire a skinny woman and pay her to eat.
Yeah.
I remember saying that the first time. The first time I saw a Bridget Jones movie in the theater with a friend of mine. It was like the first thing I said. I wanted to share a very Henrique moment, so I've been able to leave the house a little bit more,
Good.
because I'm feeling better. And I went to a friend's apartment I'd never been to, and it's downtown in downtown Dayton, in the area where all these super nice apartments are now. And I'd never even seen the apartment since they were built, let alone go into one. And I don't know why I am the way I am, but I am. And she greets me at the door and we go in and I'm like, wow, this place is really nice. And she's like, thank you. And I'm like, and I literally, without even thinking, I was like, I have not seen any of these places since they gentrified the area.
Mm-hmm.
And she just went, whoa, okay. And I was like, oh God, I mean, they did.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be, that wasn't me making a political stand. It's just
Mm-hmm.
the area has been gentrified.
Yeah.
like this is all insanely expensive loft apartments now. And literally 6 years ago, I wouldn't walk here at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, straight up. And I'm not like a fearful downtown person, but there are parts of downtown where it's like there's nothing for me there. It's super run down and really sketch at night.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
You know? So I felt bad. Luckily she took it in mostly good fun. I wasn't trying to make her feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
That was legitimately the first thought in my mind. Wow, haven't seen this place since they gentrified it. So anyway, but it was really neat. Her backyard, her balcony on her apartment overlooks literally the baseball field. So you could literally just sit out there and watch baseball games. I don't like baseball, but
Yeah.
like I was shocked that, I mean, when I say you could literally watch the game, I mean like you could see the entire field. Like, not, some of it. Like, it was
Mm-hmm.
designed so that you could watch the games literally from your own backyard.
That's cool, except they're probably loud.
They're so fucking loud. I was
Yeah.
about to say, like, I would hate it because I
Mhm.
need a certain amount of silence every week in order to do the podcasts I do. You have no idea. They've been doing construction at the old elementary school by me because they're installing another school on the land.
Oh.
Yeah, I forget the name they gave it, but it's something like a intermediary school or something.
Okay.
But they're building that there, and some days I sit down on Tuesday morning to record Weekly Spooky, and you just hear, grrr, and I mean I'm a block and a half away,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 2 blocks away, and you just hear, grrr, beep, 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 and I just have to go like, and then I have to wait until lunchtime,
Mm-hmm.
and then they stop for a little while, and then I like sneak in the show as fast as I can. It's not like deafeningly loud, but I know you can hear it.
Yeah. What if you just did podcasts about construction?
See, but then they'd finish. And
it would have been really popular because they were like, wow, he does a really good job with the sound effects.
They'd be like, we just love everything about this because he's not that passionate about this topic. So of course it'll be the thing that takes off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. So it was interesting. Actually, at one point when we were sitting in her apartment, there was like a loud horn sound that scared the shit out of me. And she was like, it's just the field. And I was like, wow. I don't even want to guess how much apartments cost here. Like probably twice as much as my house's mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And it's probably even more than that. I would tell you the price and you'd be like, that's really cheap.
Probably.
You're from the East Coast and you get to say shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, instead of the name of the apartments being apartments, the name of the apartments is flats.
Oh, I hate them.
I'm not gonna lie. Now I want to know. Actually, they're a little cheaper than I thought they were gonna be.
Oh.
Okay, some of them are exactly what I thought they'd be, though. Never mind. Like the really small apartments are cheaper than I thought. Like a 532 square foot is $896 to $1,100 a month.
Ow.
But then like when you get into like a 3-bedroom apartment, it's like $2,363.
Yeah.
That's more what I was expecting.
That's expensive.
That's super. That's 1,717 square feet. So that's almost as big as my house. It's really big.
Cool, I guess.
I guess so. I don't know. I got curious. Okay, geez. I didn't realize you hadn't went to the tire shop yet, so I thought I thought you had more material I could lean into.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, you're still frozen, by the way.
I'm not. You aren't frozen on my screen. I'm not frozen on my screen. I can see all of that.
All that matters is what gets recorded, Michelle.
Well, it says it's recording on my end too, so maybe it'll record this.
That's to let you know that I'm recording you. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. I just live in this world of yours, of your creation.
Sorry.
So what kind of blinds are you going to get? Come on.
I don't know. I'm sad. I don't know. I want to get the kind that are like fabric-y, so I guess that they're,
Oh, yeah.
And they have See, this sucks because I'm doing all sorts of movements with my hands and nobody can see them.
It's your own fault somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna get. I mean, I was way more, invested in blinds this morning than I am now, seeing as like I have a car issue and microphone issue,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I'm
The
just
microphone you usually use for some reason was functioning weird, and we had to
yeah.
swap microphones. Which that happened once before. We've had to swap the microphones before, haven't we?
Yeah, but I don't think it was related. It was my board last time.
Yeah, I think you're
And
right.
so we haven't had that issue since, you know, the new one.
Hmm.
So so yeah. Yeah, so I don't even care. I'm just going to let the blinds slowly disintegrate off of the wall and everyone can see me all the time and whatever. It's over. None of this matters.
It's over?
It's over.
What is over?
The I don't know, the stuff.
Michelle, am I gonna have to call your mother
No.
and tell her I'm worried about you?
No.
Tell her you said some things that I think she needs to hear?
I don't. No, I don't think I said anything to you that I wasn't gonna say to her anyway.
I was gonna, well, when I say tell her things that I think she needs to hear, I
Yeah,
meant make it up.
I know,
Okay.
but yeah,
I mean, I could be like, Michelle's been doing some pretty unhealthy things, like she's been researching Antarctica a lot. Makes me kind of
see,
worried.
you couldn't even do that because I told her that you were into Antarctica, so she'd know.
You told her I was into Antarctica?
Yeah, like
Fair enough. I mean, I was and still am. I mean, really. I think my new obsession is going to be Tabasco.
okay, that's a different way to go than Antarctica.
Maybe to you.
Oh,
No, I think I'm going to go Tabasco. Did you know it was the first pre-made hot sauce on the market ever?
I did not know that.
150 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. I might have been reading the box while I ate lunch.
Oh,
Sometimes it's so lonely here.